So there is power in the pause. And if you can access the power in the pause, it will definitely be a great learning today. So, we are live, and it's an amazing experience today for me to have somebody whom I've connected over a short call of just maybe 5 minutes at an event, a networking event at Pune. And today we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Nivedita Garg. More about her, we will share with you with one of our students introducing her. Well, we are here live today as usual every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Secrets of Living a Full Life. A full life means a fearless, unstoppable, limitless, and loving life. That is what we at Management Me School of Confidence advocates. And who better than Nivedita Garg can we have today for our session? Well, the topic is leadership development and why is it important? So, over to you, Parth, who will be introducing Nivedita. Parth,
Hi.
we can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. Today we have with us Miss Nivedita Garg, ma'am here. Ma'am is a seasoned people, culture, and leadership development specialist. Her expertise also lies in HR strategies, branding, and communication. With over 2 decades worth of experience in driving employee engagement, leadership development, and cultural transformation across diverse industries, ma'am has also led strategic initiatives at global organizations like FedEx, fostering high performing teams and building inclusive workplace cultures. Her key strengths include leadership development, employee engagement strategies, and branding excellence. Ma'am holds certification from IIM Hyderabad and ISB Hyderabad in business administration and marketing impact analysis. It's great to have you here with us, ma'am. Welcome to Management Me School of Confidence.
Hi, it's such an honor and pleasure to be in this forum today. Thank you so much, Piji. It's lovely meeting you. And I'm so glad our acquaintance has come so far.
Yeah, even I am so surprised that we just happened to talk about it, and this live show was happening, and I said, why not invite you here? Because I always want to give the best to my students, and I said that you have such a varied experience, and especially in leadership development. Well, all these people here are actually awakening the leadership within them. So this is definitely going to be a high value session for each and everyone. And audiences who are watching live, whenever you watch it, morning, evening, night, I want you to take the maximum value out of this session because Nivedita Garg has had more than 17 years of experience.
More than 17 with FedEx, but overall 25 years, yeah.
25 years, that's 2.5 decades of experience in the field of people and especially leaders. So, Nivedita, how did you start your journey?
So I see Narzu here. I started my journey as a fashion designer and I had my own boutique. I started it at the age of 18, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I started with a fashion show at that time. When I did a fashion show, it was not something that was very common. And eventually, I realized I have to sell all these clothes that I did the showing for. So I had good PR, good attendance, all of that. And but I had the clothes to sell. So
Uh-huh.
I started at a mezzanine floor of a garment shop.
Uh-huh.
Within 6 months, I went into my full-fledged boutique and I had 8 karigars working for me. And yeah, so I started my journey there. Then I completed my graduation
One
at
sec, one sec, one sec. I didn't know this part of you that you had done fashion designing and fashion events for that.
yes.
So maybe Yash Rathod, he's just put his name of his phone there. It is Yash Rathod there. So
Okay.
Yash, in future, if you ever want to showcase your garments through a fashion show, then you know whom to contact.
Yes, yes, definitely. I would love to follow her and contact with her.
Sure,
So I
sure.
have more knowledge and about the new varieties in fashionable dresses,
Correct.
what she's creating and making it. So I will love to see.
Sure,
Superb.
sure, sure,
Superb.
sure.
So I'm so surprised that, Destiny has brought all of us together here. We have another, woman achiever. She is Usha, who's actually, learning something now because all her children have grown up and they are married and she wants to find herself. And that's why she's here with us. Thank you, Usha, for joining in. Yeah. So, Nivedita, your stint with fashion was just a desire or was it a passion?
It was something I I was just drawn towards. My mother was an art teacher, so anything to do with art, colors, paint always interested me. Uh, I did a summer course, intern course on designing, and I thought I was really good at it. And my business did well, actually. It was profitable, and I had it running till I reached my graduation. So it was running for
Okay.
the 4 years, from 18 to
20.
21.
Yeah,
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 21.
very
Yeah.
well.
So it
So
was.
after that, why did you leave it?
Uh, traditional, my father was very keen I complete my education. I start my own business in a more professional manner. And he thought I should do my business management because if I have done business already, he thought I should do it with more professionalism. And I
Mm,
was really young, so I thought, yeah, I can start back again if I shut it now. So I shut that, and I started with my MBA course, my business management course. And
mhm,
while I was doing my course, I automatically got, like how I met you for 5 minutes. I came across people, I interned with an advertising agency. So I realized that PR and advertising is so critical for the business of fashion because if I
mm.
want to get into it, uh, and through my journey of my own business, I realized it's not the creative talent that is more important. What is more important is how you build your relationship with your customers, how you manage your team of karigars and masters and tailors, because they're a different set of people altogether.
Correct.
Uh, you know, so yeah, so I mean, I thought business management and PR would really help me. So I joined Rediffusion, which was one of the top 5 agencies at that time, in lifestyle and event marketing. And
Okay.
my first project was launching Kaun Banega Crorepati.
कौन बनेगा करोड़पति?
Yeah, KBC. I launched Star Plus Hindi. And it was just
Oh,
me and my boss, and then Sue Fertile, who was from Young and Rubicam US, and she had joined Rediffusion for this new division. So just the two of us, and we did the launch events across 6 cities, and we worked on the PR for the show across India. Yeah.
can I know a little more about, like, did you do the conceptualization? When you're talking about launched the show, is it the conceptualization or is it the PR strategy?
Both, both. So basically, when you want to launch the show, we came up with a set design idea. So
Mm,
we worked with various specialists in the team. For instance, we worked with Opus Planet, Umang Kumar, who now does Big Boss interiors, but at that time he did events. He did Femina Miss India. So we worked with him to come up with a set design idea. Then we worked with Roshan Abbas for entertainment and games that we were going to have at the event, because this event was for media professionals so that they can get more advertising for KBC. So all the
correct.
agency media heads were attending. The content had to be shown. Mr. Bachchan was going to be present himself at the show. So, the whole show running part of it, and then taking snippets of it and giving it to the media. Then
Correct.
you have time slots where you could at that time read the newspaper to see what time what serial is going to come. So you have to make sure all newspapers had information and inputs of those elements.
Mm,
And then following the media launch, we did a customer launch where we did tune in campaign. So we did like a whole human chain across Mumbai, and where people were holding placards saying tune in for KBC at 9 o'clock. So
Wow.
basically getting people to watch it. So once
Mm.
they watch it, they like it, they can get hooked to it, and then get better TRPs and get better ad revenues. So that's how it worked.
Awesome. Like, I mean, this is something news for me, and I'm so glad all my students are here. They're understanding something very different, and specifically for Kiran and Yash, and of course, even for Per, this is some ideas that you're learning today. In case he is not yet decided what his career is going to be, so this is definitely an exploration. So, in case you wanted to go into PR and strategy or branding and communication, definitely this is going to add value to you. So, Nivedita, now that I'm talking about PERB, how important do you think is this field of PR, branding, and communication in today's times?
I believe in today's times, more than advertising, I think it's PR and perception management.
Mm,
Given that, we are so much on social media with the new generation across social media platforms, and we are now not restricted to journalists and certain media segments who are going to be writing about you. Now you have every person who's on YouTube has several followers and they are influencers. They're called influencers because they can influence people to take certain actions. So, for
correct.
example, Yash has a fashion business,
Mm,
and there are many influencers, who do shows where they say that, you can find these designs at these prices in this store, in
mm,
Mumbai, in Bangalore, so it
mm,
is very important to connect with them. So that more number of people see, and research has shown that these days in even luxury shopping, even luxury fashion, 30 to 40% of luxury online shopping is via social media platforms. It's via influence. It's
mm.
not via what do you call advertising or retail presence. It's simply because the brand has a name, and they have managed to change with the changing times, and influencers are selling them, and people are buying them. So in today's world, it's even more important for anything, and it's not just for business. For example, Viji, you have management, me. It
Yeah.
is for an individual also. So if we consider ourselves as an organization, for
Mm,
example, and we
mm,
depersonify brands, we personify, we depersonify ourselves. We want to say that, what do you want people to look at you and say? What do you want people
correct.
to look at you and think? And what do you want them to do? When you tell them to do they really do it? So, how do you build yourself on the think, feel, do? Will make a
Correct.
very big difference as well.
True. So today I had somebody walk into my office and she was very insisting that, I want to come and meet you. I want to come and meet you. But she did not want any course or anything. She wanted to work with me. So I just quietly listened to, I said, it's okay. Like, I don't think I'll be able to hire you as of now, because she's got wide experience in so many different fields, media, advertising, and she's from West Bengal, come to Mumbai. And she said, no, but I want to come and meet you. At least once I want to come and meet you. So I said, okay, come. I gave her a time. She came today and I listened to her very carefully, the entire story she wanted to tell me. So I listened. In the end, I asked her one question. What in the website made you come to me? You know, because I
Yes.
made it very clear that I am not in a position to hire you as of now. So still, why do you want to come and meet me? She said, ma'am, your messages were very short and crisp, and the vibe that it gave was something that I wanted to, and I got connected to that. So I just wanted to come and meet you.
Wow.
So, so I am so glad. So long I was just criticizing my website, saying that I have just put in my ideas. यार मुझे जो ठीक लगा मैंने डाला है. So authentically, what I was is what I just put onto my website. And each of the banners is designed by me. I'm not a designer. I just honestly felt that this is what I want the audience to know. And I put it. So when she said the same thing, I said, wow. That is really nice.
So you, Vijay, used a very important word, authenticity.
Yes,
Being authentic. The best leaders in the world and the biggest quality of leadership is authenticity. The more authentic you are, you will attract the tribe that vibes with you. In my
correct.
personal experience, love the way you are, love who you are, and believe in yourself. I mean, even so many experiments have been done, and they've shown that biggest leadership trait, if you want to have anything in life or live your life to the fullest, is to be authentic, not
Yes,
be someone. Be
correct.
authentic, be yourself. So I'm so glad that you are focusing on your ideas, and you should keep at it.
Thank you so much. Now, once that you moved on to Rediffusion, what was your role there, and how was life there?
Rediffusion.
Mm,
Well, I was hired as a management trainee, but my manager, she went back to US, and I suddenly became the head of the division because there was nobody else actually. And I had pitched a client. I had pitched FedEx at that time, and they were my ideas, my concept, and the client approved it. And client was okay to do an event with a management trainee. So, my then chairman, Mr. Sandeep Goyal, in fact, he's still the chairman of Rediffusion today. He was the CEO of Z earlier.
mhm,
He saw something in me, and he said, "You know what? You head it." So now onwards, you'll be a part of my pitch team for events and PR and stuff like that. So it was great, but I wanted to learn PR. That was my main goal. So instead of just being limited to events and lifestyle, I requested Mr. Goyal if I can go and join
mm,
the PR wing
mm,
of the company.
mm,
And then he said, but you will have to take a step back in your title and your compensation. I said, that's fine. I just want to learn. So I took a step back. I joined PR. I worked specifically on very basic roles of making media list and sending fax and writing press releases. And FedEx just happened. My client quit. I went to give her a farewell dinner in the night, and she said, "Why don't you apply for my position?" I said, "I want to be in fashion. FedEx is a courier company. How does fashion and courier make sense?" And
mm,
then when she spoke about what I can learn from FedEx, I can learn business. I can get exposure to international markets, international fashion, and a lot of fashion designers use FedEx to export their garments and their fashion across the world.
mm,
So I don't know. Somehow she managed to convince me. I went for my FedEx interview. I got it.
mm.
Uh, since then, I have grown leaps and bounds. I joined at a very minimal package of 2.5 lakhs in FedEx. There also, I took a step back in my salary package, but I
Mm.
grew tremendously and I loved working in that company, and I learned a lot about leadership, business, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So I think I'll throw the question to the audience now. If any of you would want to ask Nivedita any question, because I do have a lot of questions here at the kind of opportunities that she had and how she consciously made choice of the opportunities that she saw. So I'd like Parv to be here, and I want to ask you one question, Parv. So do you think that at a particular, if you were in her place at a particular time when you wanted to learn something, but the pay package was lesser and the position was also different. So would you ever have taken up that kind of a thing?
If that's what I really wanted to do and something like that interested me and that's what my passion I will.
Then you would.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody would have done that, but since both of you are learners and you want to seek more and know more, so money becomes a secondary part, but learning is of prime importance to both of you. And I'm sure Usha also would want to give some inputs here. What about you, Usha?
No, miss, I don't.
So if an opportunity was given to you, where suppose you were working, just as Nivedita was, and you found that the work that you're doing is getting you enough of money, you are enjoying it also, but there is one more field. See, I don't think any of you would even have looked at the other opportunity. Like there is another field which I can explore. So if you had that opportunity that you knew that कुछ उधर करना है, तो क्या आप वो कदम लेते बिना डर के?
Surely,
बिना
definitely,
डर के?
definitely.
तो अभी क्यों नहीं ले रहे हो? She wants to train herself. She trained herself for some time into personality development. Then she took a break, and now she wants to, but she's just waiting. She's just waiting for the right time. So, Nivedita, tell me, this is a very important learning point. So, many times, many people face this situation that, they see the opportunity, they know it's there, but then something in them says, wait, don't go ahead now. So, is it right for them to wait, or will the opportunity be taken away?
In my experience with all the leaders that I have worked with, besides me, but there are very senior leaders,
Hmm.
what I notice in them is there is no right time for anything. And what they do is they see their challenges. All the people who've achieved, who've got extraordinary success, what I've noticed, one thing very beautiful about them is they don't see problems. They only see
Yeah,
they only see opportunities.
correct.
Uh, if you tell them that, hey, but if you do this, you're going to lose a lot of money, they'll be like, yes, yes, yes. I'll figure something out for that. So they're not going to say, oh, I'm going to lose a lot of money, so let me think about it and let me not do it. They're so focused, just like how Arjuna was focused on that eye of the fish. They're so focused on achieving that every hindrance in the way, they see how they can leverage it to their advantage to reach their goal. So,
Correct.
Usha ji, there is uh, no right time for anything. Whenever you
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
like you should just take a leap of faith. That's
Yes,
my recommendation or
Thank
suggestion.
you. Thank you, miss. Great.
correct. So, Parv, what made you take a leap of faith to join management meet? Because your father thought that within 2 or 3 sessions you'll just quit. But what was your, awakening or knowing that no, I want to do something like this?
I joined and like I started to learn things about myself, so that's why.
Yes. So again, we come to one very important leadership principle is self-learning and learning orientation. So Nivedita, how important is it? Like on a scale of 0 to 10, if you had to rate learning orientation for a leader, how much would you rate it? How much should the learning orientation be for a leader?
10, 10. You have to be a lifelong learner. So after good 18, 20 years of corporate experience, when I quit my role to do something of my own, it was extremely unnerving. It was
Yeah,
extremely unstructured because for so many years, we are used to so much structure, and we are used to going in a nice cabin, and we are used to, like, I was used to people doing things for me. I
yeah,
stopped making presentations. I had people do things for me. I only focused on the big decision making elements. And then suddenly, this was God's way of completely humbling me, where I had to go back to my roots. But what I believe, this has taught me more than what my 17 years of comfort zone would have taught me. Uh,
there
for
it is.
example, for example, in today's leader, the big challenge is, today in today's world, everything a leader does is a risk. because times
Yes,
are changing so fast with artificial intelligence, with technology, and the world is changing so fast. The product life cycles are so less. There's so much competition in the market that you have to be like that rising phoenix or like that snake hydra, in the Greek mythology, when you keep cutting it, but it keeps coming back. So for me, every time now in my journey, I go down, I learn something so much more, but I'm bouncing back, because failure is only when you believe that you failed. The
correct.
other thing I am so happy I'm learning is I'm connecting with the newer generation. I'm connecting with newer technology. For example, I now know that if I was going back to the role that I was assuming, if I go back to marketing, I will market it very differently from what I would have marketed it then. So, in simple words, what got you here won't get you there. You have
Correct.
to be a lifelong student. You have to keep learning. So it's for me, it's 10 on 10. At least me, yeah.
So, Kiran, do you have any questions? If you can speak, or you can just put it in the chat, I will take it up from there. He is at IIM Record and he's learning something there. He's another enterprising young person, and it's a pleasure to have him with us. But I think he's traveling now. They have some tours that's happening, and so he's not able to respond. But you spoke about the snake hydra, and you spoke about the phoenix, and you spoke about the instability about life, where leaders will also look for every adversity as an opportunity. So, has there been any adversity in your life, and how have you dealt with it, if it
Uh,
was?
so adversity, yeah, I mean, I can be frank. Just uh, in between, there was a point very recently, actually 1.5 years, 2 years. I was in a very difficult situation. Both my parents were hospitalized for a very long period, and they both passed in
Oh,
very short span. And every day when I saw my mother, she was in coma for 9 months. So, and she
my
was in
God,
ICU for 5 months. Yes. So, and she had no illness in her life throughout. I went. So that was my parents were always my support pillar. I went through something personal with my married life, and there I was, where I didn't have a place to go. I didn't have both my parents. I had given all my life's earning to my husband, and things happened where I didn't have access to the funding. Uh, there was a bit of abuse, I can say. But I guess I bounced back. I learned. I found a job for myself again, regardless of a title. I worked hard. I built my money back, and I'm putting that back in my learning. And I'm putting that back in my dreams. What I understood is that everything that happens in life happens not to you, but for you. So I am still keeping that faith, and I still believe in that yes, this journey I had to go through, because God wants me to, or the universe wants me to do something bigger, something
yeah,
better of my life. Where I had probably been in my comfort zone, just like Usha ji is saying that I will think, I will do. So I had several ideas, but I was in my comfort zone, didn't pay too much attention to it. And then again, so here, when every time something happened that dragged me down, I'm really proud of myself. I can say that I grew 2 steps higher. And I can say that the situation has not changed, but my perspective to it has changed.
correct.
So yeah, so whatever fear that was holding me back to take a leap of faith in business, to everything, I think I have overcome that. So now I don't have fear because
Ah,
the good thing about it is I lost everything I could have. Now there's
अभी
nothing
क्या
to.
लेके जाओगे?
अभी क्या लेके जाएंगे? Correct, correct.
So I just recently written a poem. मेरा क्या है जो मुझसे छूट जाएगा? मेरा क्या है जो मुझसे छूट जाएगा? मेरा तो कुछ भी नहीं है। तो
Yes,
किसी ने बहुत खूब कहा है कि ये बदन मिट्टी की, ये सांसें मांगी हुई, जो उसको क्या बोलते हैं उसको,
उधार
ये
की.
उधार की, हाँ, ये सांसें उधार की, किस चीज का घमंड करूं, मैं तो सिर्फ एक किराएदार हूँ। तो हम
Correct.
जो भी हासिल करते हैं, एक उसका कोई घमंड रखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज हमको वो मिला है। It's not that, we may have always earned it. We have been blessed with it. I
Yes,
don't think I've put in that much effort that I've got so many things. I've been
yes.
blessed with a lot of things, like my beautiful students, all of them who are here. You make my world and you make me feel special every time that you, implement the learnings that you get every time. So these are all something that I am being blessed with. I wouldn't say I've earned it, but I'm being blessed with. So, you really are a phoenix, and I'm so very happy to have invited you here. But tell me something very frankly, because facing challenges, we are also human. हम संत तो नहीं है. We are human beings, and you know, going down to that low, what was your inspiration to come out of it? Because sometimes it happens with everyone. I'm sure it happens with you as well, and all of my students. You come to a point where you feel nahi yaar, nahi karna. I just can't get up. I don't have the energy in me to do it. So what was that motivating factor, or what was that thing that made you get up every time?
I believe self-love. Uh, uh, I mean, in a very short way, but one thing I know that challenges are a part and parcel of life. I don't think you will come across anyone who doesn't have challenges. What difference a person can make is how you respond to them. So at one point, I had a lot of anger in me.
Hmm.
Okay. And that anger was that you want to teach someone a lesson. You want to, probably take a legal recourse to
Yeah.
certain things and demand justice. What I did was I said to myself that खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि
Kitna?
खुदा भी पूछे तुमसे कि तुम्हारी रजा क्या है.
Yeah.
So I said, instead of diverting my anger towards revenge and towards hate, why don't I use that resource? I let that be, because that is whoever's karma, their karma. I will leave that for God. What resource I have, I will reinvest in myself. And I will grow so much from where I am, because this is what Lord wants me to do. This is what universe wants me to do. That today, all the people who are doing whatever they are doing, or today, all the limiting options will no longer be the case. They
Be
will.
a deterrent for you.
Yeah, yeah. They will not be a deterrent. On the contrary, they will come under the influence. One day, they will come themselves and say and realize, looking at me, that, oh, what have I done? Or, so on and so
But you
forth.
know what, Nivedita, after some time, even that won't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no expectations at all.
Yes, yes. So I am at a stage where I'm feeling very blessed. I feel really blessed. I am very thankful. And I feel I'm in the best phase of my life. So, like I said, it's God is doing this for me, not to me. So, yeah, I mean, now it doesn't even bother or matter. But at that time, it was so important to say that, Nivedita, you have it. You have it in you. Love yourself. Treat yourself the way you want the world to treat you. Get up, stand up, and show up, you know?
So every time you fall, you just have to pick yourself up and don't wait for any motivation. You have to motivate yourself. So, Parv, this is also a learning lesson for you that when when you can't get up in the morning, when you can't follow your schedule, when you can't do certain things which you have already promised to yourself, you've made a commitment to yourself, then you are the one who can motivate yourself. And say, Parv, do it for yourself. Don't wait and don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for a goal also. I would just say do it for yourself to test yourself. And when you do it, when you accomplish it, you will look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, I'm so proud of you. you know Without any guilt, you can look into the mirror and say, I am proud of you. Yeah, I want everybody to just look into the screen, because you can see yourself and say, wow, Vijay, you're really awesome. You're fantastic. I really respect you. I'm proud of you. I want everybody to say that. Usha, you said it to yourself a number of times. Now say it to the world as
Yes.
well. Yes.
Yes, Miss BG and our guests and students. I can say, yes, I am proud of myself. I love myself. I accept myself. Thank
Wow.
you.
Superb. Superb. Yes. Par.
Yeah, I can say I'm proud of myself and I love myself.
Wonderful. He is really somebody whom I am proud of, because I've seen the changes that happened, and at this age, the wisdom that he has, the intelligence that he has, and of course, a little push he needs because he's young yet. So I can't tell him, stand up and do this and do that. But definitely, eventually, he's realizing himself, and I think he's falling in love with himself as well. Am I right? But are you liking yourself a little bit better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Yash, can you tell that to yourself? Handsome Yash.
Yes, yes, of course I do love myself and I'm proud of myself. And also, I am the best.
Yay, superb. Yash is a very good dancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Yash, don't give me excuses. Don't give me excuses. You're joining dancing again. You will find a time for it.
Definitely, definitely. I will, surely.
And yes, Vaibhav, would you like to come, or is it difficult?
Oh yes, no problem, no problem. Yes, so I
Yeah.
accept myself. I'm proud of myself. I love myself. Thank you.
Yes. He's another awesome person who's into cloud computing, engineer,
Wow.
and superb. Kiran, are you there? He might be there, but he would be in a group, so it would be difficult for him to speak. So he's also a wonderful person, and I'm sure. Yeah, Kiran, would you like to
Mm.
say that you love yourself?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm actually traveling. So
Yeah. Are you
yeah,
falling in love with yourself?
yeah. Obviously, I'm falling in love with myself. And hi, Nivedita. It's really inspiring to know your story. And
Hi, Kiran.
there, yeah, and there are challenges right in our life too, right? Like there are days where you lack interest, you lack motivation. There are a lot of challenges, personal front, professionally. How do you in your life, how have you derived motivation, right? Like there may be something, today there's no interest at all, right? What should I do? So where do you drive your inspiration and motivation each day?
Because Kiran, everything I do it for myself, which I learned through my life experiences. The definition of self-respect is that I should keep the promise I made myself, like Biji just mentioned.
Superb.
So, so if I don't keep promises to myself, nobody else will keep it. And you're right, nobody is motivated 365 days a year. Everybody is motivated probably 1 hour, 2 hours in a day.
Mm.
Having said that, I just, focus on get up, dress up, and show up. Just do these
Wow.
three things. Rest the universe will manage. Just do it. You
Get up, dress up, and show up.
show up.
Superb,
That's all.
superb.
I don't give myself big words or anything. I just say that okay, it's I don't feel like, but you know what? Let's just get up. I
Yeah.
like dressing, so let's just dress up and then show up to work, show up to wherever, and then you will see the ball will already get rolling.
And I
Settle.
also like one of the things that you said, I need to deliver the commitment that I've made to myself. So, all of you, if you just look into your phone or look into the screen, I want you to imagine the best version of yourself, the best version of who you could be, you know, and then make a commitment today. Make a commitment today to that person who's looking back at you, who is your ideal version. And tell that tell that Yash, tell that Kiran, tell that Vaibhav, tell that Usha, tell that Viji, tell that Nivedita, that I am making a commitment today to do what it takes to reach where I want to. Now, if you honor this commitment, you are doing a service to yourself plus a service to the entire people you are connected to, whether it is your house, whether it is your workplace, anywhere, whether it is a society that you're in. And when you honor your commitment, you come across as a trustworthy leader. So if you want people to trust you, you have to trust yourself. And you can start trusting yourself by honoring every commitment that you take for yourself. Even when I say this at the back of my mind, my head is telling me, Viji, you are supposed to complete this course. You have not yet done it. So I allow myself and be very compassionate with myself and say, yes, yes, you would have done it, but you have not managed to make time. So now, no longer I should give this excuse. At least maybe by end of March, I am planning to have done that course to me. So I'm accountable to each and every one of you sitting here, and especially Nivedita, I will require your guidance to complete that. So I will do what it takes. बोलते ना साम वेद दंड
Sam the
Sam Dam
Sam
Dand.
Dand Bhed.
हाँ जो भी है सब करने को तैयार हूँ और आप लोग सब प्लीज मुझे पुश कीजिए to complete the course that I have taken up. So you know what? When you make a commitment towards yourself and you're saying that, your subconscious brain is bringing all the things that is the pending work to you, right? Because the subconscious mind just wants to help you. It doesn't know whether it is true, whether it is in the now, whether it is to be later on. आपने एक टास्क दे दिया, बस ये कंप्लीट करो. तो माइंड बोलता है देखो ये सब कंप्लीट करना है, चलो वन बाय वन ले लेते हैं. And if you allow yourself to follow the instructions that are required to reach your goal, you have to be very very what you say, strict with yourself. And when you be strict with yourself is when you are going to deliver. So we come to the last part of this session. So Nivedita, what are 3 lessons that you learned from your entire experience of developing people, developing yourself?
Uh, I think we spoke a lot about it, but I'll recap it.
Yeah,
First is problem is progress. So if you don't have problems in your life, or if people are not gossiping behind you, or you don't have work-related challenges, means you don't matter. Okay,
correct.
so but if you have a lot of problems, feel blessed because that is progress. If you solve the problem, you will progress further. Only if you have problems, you know that you're going to progress further. Second one is uh, being a lifelong student. Each one of us can learn from everybody. Uh,
Mm,
I learn a lot from my 8-year-old daughter also. I mean, she teaches me so many things that I was not aware of.
mm,
Gives me new insight, so it makes me happy. The third thing is uh, adapt, adapt to change, because
mm,
that's the only constant. Nobody in the world thought COVID would happen. The world before
correct.
COVID and the world after COVID is very different. We're different, living in a very different world. So if we learn to say, adapt, and learn to accept change, I think the biggest challenge is people don't want to accept change. They don't want to accept that, oh, uh, like for someone so far in my professional journey, I have to accept that change, that I'm not in a corporate environment anymore. I'm not in a structured environment anymore. I need to go out there in the world. I need to do whatever it takes to reach it. And I'm not going to have 10 people doing my work. I have to do it myself. So we
Mm,
have to accept, first rule is accept the change.
correct.
Because, soon or later, AI robots will even replace employees.
Correct.
So, the accept the change and see what value you can add to that change, or what value
True.
you can take from the change. Money is never the driver, money is the outcome of
True.
anything you do. If you
True.
if you focus, for example, I hear somebody here is in fashion. So what is the value you're adding to your customers? What is the value you're adding to environment, to people around you, which is your unique value? Or if it is Usha ji, what is one of her abilities or skills that can add value to the world, and just go out there and focus on adding value or gaining value. Uh,
Let's
the
take this
rest will
question. Let's
follow.
take this question, Ushaji. What is one quality that you have by which you are adding value to the world?
Helping,
Yes.
learning.
That's brilliant. There are so
She's a
many.
very good listener as well.
Yes.
So exactly, my intuition and my gut feeling was saying that she can be a wonderful life coach.
Thank you, miss.
You
And there
won't
are
believe, Nivedita, you won't believe. मेरा चालू है, मैं बाद में करती हूँ. You won't believe, just before this live, I had invited her for this and I told her, see now, it's high time you join the life coaching certification program because you're made for that. And you just picked it up. So it's in the space, Usha.
Yes, miss.
because sometimes you need people to listen. When you speak to people nowadays, everybody gives advice. Nobody wants to listen. They will tell you, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And sometimes we're not looking for solutions. We just want someone who we could talk to, will listen to us without judgment. So
Correct.
it's a
And
brilliant quality.
she's very non-judgmental also. So you do not know, Usha, how many people's life you can help. You can be a part of the journey of so many people's life. And you knew it earlier also, you know it now also. It's just something that you need to work out on. That's it. And first of all, her children itself are so, are motivating her, to go forward. They are like her pillars.
Yes.
So the world is open for you, and there are many people who need you. See,
Miss,
whenever
I
something like
have
this
learned
happens,
everything to at least matlab, from minimum to accept myself just after management me.
thank you so much.
That's
And Nivedita ma'am, as I said, I'm a good listener. I can say you were speaking and I was listening. It was like I'm listening the flute. As sweet is.
Oh.
oh, thank you, thank
Very
you,
sweet,
Usha ji.
very sweet.
Thank you, Usha ji. Thank you.
And very
That's
inspiring.
I've never received a compliment like this. Thank you,
Yes.
BGC. I'm blessed. Thank you.
You are. So am I. So are all of us. Yeah. So now we come to the most and the very crucial question, which is the topic of this today's session. That is leadership development, and why is it so important? I've already narrated. Helped. Oh, sorry. Nivedita has already spoken about her life journey. She has been at various leadership levels. She has a varied experience in so many industries, and she is the right person to answer this question. That is leadership development and why is it important? Yes, Nivedita.
So, uh, leadership, a lot of
Development in
people
companies.
believe, yeah.
Mm,
So, a lot of people believe leadership is important for work, for business. I believe leadership is important for your personal life as much as it is important for your professional life. So, leadership is all about taking that initiative. Leadership is all about creating that influence so that when you say something or you want to get something done,
Mm,
you're able to do that with people.
mm.
Sometimes when you see children playing, there's one child who's able to influence all other children, and he's able to get them to do
Yes,
whatever he wants.
correct.
Leadership is about being authentic. So people usually like people who are authentic, who are not trying to be somebody else.
Mm,
To me, leadership development is even more important in today's context is because a lot of youngsters are also what do you call individual contributors or adding value.
true.
So if you want to add value on YouTube, on social media, you have to be a leader, because that's when you will be able to have so many followers and so many people who will want to follow you. So leadership development is a very
Important thing.
critical value that one must develop.
So I also would like to add that being a leadership development catalyst myself and having worked with varied industries, specifically on mid-level and top-level management people, I realize one thing about leaders is they have so much of skills within them, but they themselves are not aware. Secondly, they think that leading a company means only creating profits. And I disagree to this. I believe that there cannot be profits if you do not develop your people, because they are the ones who are going to take your company to the next level. So if your thought process is such that you just want to see the turnover of your company moving from 1,000 crores to 2,000 crores or 5,000 crores to 10,000 crores, but you do not consider the human capital, which is the greatest asset in your organization, as worthy of being investing into them, then I don't think you can have a holistic growth. Because growth for the sake of growth is the ideology of cancer. And if you want to have holistic growth, it has to be a win win situation. So, leadership is an act of responsibility. It is not the glory of the status or the position, but it is an act of responsibility. And the responsibility is to empower your team members. That's when they become your dream team.
Correct.
And without your team, you cannot have a dream. So invest in people and they will take your company to the next level. So I'm so glad and I'm so blessed that I have wonderful organizational leaders who believe in this concept. And today, publicly, I want to share my gratitude to Mr. Jitu Punjabi of Rama Developers, who has this concept of empowering his 130 staff members as of now. We are working with them. And he has this great idea that training has to be a culture in the organization. So, Mr. Jitu Punjabi, wherever you are, I really thank you and salute you for this thought. Secondly, I also would want to thank Mr. Raj Sumaya and his wife for giving me an opportunity, and especially the head HR, Shweta, for giving me the opportunity to take the training for their general managers and business units to let the company grow by leaps and bounds. So, to BOI Media and Event Company, management people, and all my participants as well, all the general managers, leaders of all the organizations, all the individual leaders, somebody like Kiran D'Souza, Rajiv Acharya, Yogesh Shah, and many other leaders, Advocate Madhuri, Architect Trupti Sawant, all of them, I want to give a sincere thank you to you because you believed in investing in your own growth and development. And I can see you as a super leader of the future. So stay blessed and thank you so much. Before we finally end this session, it was such a beautiful session, Nivedita. I never knew that it would grow to this heights. Yes, Kiran, I'm
Thank you.
always
Thank
here for
you for
you. Yeah. Thank you, Nivedita. And if any of you would like to share your thoughts on today's session, you can go ahead. Yash, would you like to?
Okay, so Nivedita ma'am, I just want to ask a few questions that you are working with a lot of corporates, right?
Yes.
So I just want to ask that how important is your empathy for your leader?
How
Oh,
important is your
is empathy for a
Empathy
leader?
for a leader.
empathy? See, I have a very simple formula, for it. We are all people at the end of the day. Your customers are people, employees are people. So when you want to build relationship with your team so that they go above and beyond to do something for you, you cannot do it without empathy. If you
Mm,
empathize with your customer, saying that, this customer has this challenge and you kind of find a solution for that, you will have a customer for lifetime. Then they will come to you regardless of the fact that they like your fashion or not. They like you. So people
ah,
do business, people work for people they like. Uh, Over 70% of people quit because they don't like their boss.
correct.
So
Correct.
So they say
empathy is
people,
a very important element in building relationships. At the end of
Yeah,
the day, we're building relationships with people.
correct.
true,
So
true
that's why
enough.
it said that people don't leave people, they leave, or sorry, people don't leave organizations, they leave people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And one more question. What are the three important elements in branding and communications?
Clarity of what you want to be and who you want to be. So, what is your vision like? What is it that you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a brand like Biba, for example? Who do you want to become? Once you have clarity of where you want to be, then you break it down in smaller pieces. And for example, you want to be a bold brand, or you want to be a fast brand like Zara, okay? Because they are into fast fashion. So
Mm,
then you think of a name, a brand value, which is talking about speed in fashion. So everything they do it with speed. They cut down their production time. So their team is focused on design to market. How much can I shorten it across the world? Whether it's through supply chain, whether it's through designers, design type of design. Okay. If you want to be a bold brand, then your values have to be bold. Then the people
mm.
you hire have to be bold so that they embody your brand. So it is everything about branding and communication links to where you want to be, who you want to be. And then you work backwards and put all your puzzle pieces together.
Okay.
Wow. It was phenomenal. I mean, amazing. I never looked at branding and communication from this perspective, but you've actually, made me understand the crux of what can sell and what visibility you want the world to, you want to have and how the world should see you. Amazing, amazing. So thank you so much. Any other questions? Anybody would like to ask any other questions? I think we are also on time. It's already 7. So thank you, viewers, for being here. I am so happy and thankful and grateful to Nivedita and all my team members to be here today because this was something that I was looking forward to. It was a long time that we did not have any guest here. So now next week also we are definitely going to have another guest. So stay tuned for more. This is Leadership Development Catalyst Vijay Tushar signing off from today's session, which is leadership development and why is it important. So this was just the beginning. Picture abhi baki hai mere dosto, और तब तक के लिए मिलते हैं. Bye bye, take care and have a great
Thank you,
time.
Miss.
Thank you so much. God bless.